Yo, what's up guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. The Journey of the Katana Hero by TheTrinity9 Chapter 4. A journey finally began after eating at local restaurant. We were go into a cozy looking clothing store. Raphtalia needed proper clothes before she started her training and grinding. Welcome to oh my god, she's so precious. The overtired tailor swept Raphtalia off her feet and onto the counter. I've got just the thing to make this cutie shine. Father, mother, give me 1 minute. I see she's very passionate her job. I sweat drop and blush slightly, and she addressed me and Naofumi as couple. Not that I hate it, but I doubt he saw me like that. Unbeknown to me, Naofumi was blush slightly too. Then I walked up to the desk and approached the shaking slave and gently placed my hand on her head. You okay? I asked as she nodded slowly. Cough. She scared me a little, but she seems nice. Raphtalia's sweat dropped, I think. Yeah, she is. A little overbearing, but she is brilliant when it comes to fashion. Just let her do her thing. I shrugged. She also chose some clothes for me too, so at least you had a friend. The little girl giggled at that before covering her mouth as if suddenly afraid I would smack her for it. But I just continued patting her head. If you want to laugh, then laugh. If you want to cry, then cry. Don't hide your emotions, okay? She nodded shyly, tail wagging behind her. Seems like she was so happy. Ah. That was when moment was interrupted by a starry-faced shop owner. You two make such a cute mother-daughter combo. Come little one. I've got just the perfect outfit for you. Raphtalia gulped before taking the offered hand and allowing herself to get dragged behind the changing room curtains. We chuckled at the display as we waited for our daughter to finish up. Anyo. Master. A meek voice suddenly called out from behind the curtain. How'd I look? Now she wears a white long-sleeved one-piece dress with brown skirt, brown lace-up boots and pair of brown gloves. It looks perfect, Raphtalia. Naofumi said. Really? Her tail wagged back and forth erratically in her apparent happiness as the fashionista also began piling on praises. Oh, you look even more precious in that than I had imagined. The lady exclaimed, excitedly. I used the browns to lift her natural hair color and appendages, before lowering the contrasting colors on the rest of her outfit to match. But that's not even the best part. Her clothes will grow alongside her. I actually surprised at that. So that means Raphtalia doesn't need to change her clothes for her entire life? Magic can do that too? I asked in surprise. Well, yes, mother. It's a basic stretching spell imbued within most of the clothes we sell here. Of course, if you wanted clothing for a transforming creature, magical thread would be necessary. Not with a demi-human, though. Their bodies rarely change shape, just size. Interesting. I answered in amazement. Anyway, I was wondering if you have any clothes for me as well. Something slightly more freeing than what is typically expected of an adventurer. Of course. She took the hint and dragged me with her. I've got just the thing. Meanwhile, Naofumi sighed. I never understood a girl's desire to shop for clothes. It always took far longer than I wished it would. I think this will suited you well, mother. My eyebrows rose at the clothing she handed. It looked so casual but elegant. Without thinking, I tried it on. I thanked the tailor before I closed the curtain behind and threw on the offered clothing. A quick glance in the mirror and I had to admit, I look good. This tailor is clearly know about fashion. So, I pulled back the curtain. How'd I look? Both women stood in awe while both men have their mouth hanging open, with blush on their face. By the look of everyone's faces, I think I look good. Maybe? Right. I'm going to assume that I either look good or awful. I'm not sure which it is at this point. No, you look good, Rimuru. Naofumi said with slight blush. That clothes suits you well. Sir, Naofumi is right, Lady Rimuru. Ake nodded. You look stunning. They're right, mother. The tailor's glasses gleamed as she examined my outfit. At least I hoped that's what she was doing. It fits you perfectly. I figured blue would indeed be the best colors for you. And even better, as I'm sure you noticed, that outfit has a very light metal woven into the fabric. Unfortunately, due to the complexity of the make, I only have that set at the moment. But if you like it, I can special order more of them. Metal woven? So this clothes is also has function as armor? I asked. Indeed it has, mother. This clothes can even protect you from sword and arrow, she explained again. Huh, neat. I thought. Alright, I'll take them. Now we are on our way to Enhard's shop. Upon entering, Enhard smiled at us. Shield bro and company, welcome. And who's this little lady? Her name is Raftalia. She's the one I decided to buy from Bellucas. Naofumi told him. I want a dagger and some armor plating for her. While Naofumi are discussing with Enhard, I look at the sword stand and saw something interesting, golden sword and blue sword. I touched the sword and suddenly a screen pop up on my face. Katana abilities copied. Rose Gold Katana ATK plus 60, MDEF plus 30, Lifesteal plus 5%. Bonus equipment. Lifeline Lightning Blade ATK plus 80, Mag plus 80, AGI plus 10%. Bonus equipment. ATK plus 10%, Dragon Lightning. It actually worked. I thought in happiness. I can just copy anything without lowering Enhard's stocks. After that, I copy all swords and katanas that caught my interest. Katana abilities copied. Blade of Despair ATK plus 170, AGI plus 5%. Bonus equipment. Despair / Windtalker Katana. ATK plus 30, AGI plus 30% bonus equipment. Mag plus 25%, Tempest / Double Iris Katana ATK plus 60, Mag plus 5%, AGI plus 4/5 bonus equipment. Reaction Force. Black Fang Katana ATK plus 40, Mag plus 10%, AGI plus 50 bonus equipment. Treason Discharge, Revolt of Lightning Disobey. Tempest Katana, LV 16/200ths. Copied ability, 14, ATK plus 260, Mag plus 260, AGI plus 260. Equipment bonus. Immune Wind Elemental, Wind Cutter, level 25 required, Tornado Blade, level 30 required, Thousand Blades, level 40 required, Atomic Slash, level 55 required. Right, this is enough. I thought before turned back to Naofumi, who already wear his new armor. To be honest, he looked like a bandit king. What do you think? Naofumi asked me. To be honest, you look like a bandit king. I answered in brutal honesty. Naofumi sighed. I know, but you personally requested for me so I'll still wear it. Anyway, for Raftalia's new dagger and armor it cost 50 silvers. I nodded as I give Enhard 150 silvers, which confuse him. Lady Katana, I want you to enchant this. I give him the clothes I bought from the tailor. I have 100 silvers budget. Give me your best enchantment for that 100 silvers. No problem, Lady Katana. Give me a day and you will have it, he answered. Deal. I nodded before turned to my party. Alright, now it's time to grind. We walked to the same forest where I grind levels. After making our way to the open fields, I teach her the lesson I learned in dojo and martial artist club while Ake helping Naofumi to increase his levels. First off, are you left-handed or right-handed? I asked her. Right-handed, mistress. She responded. I sighed. Okay. First things I want to point out is don't call me mistress. You are not my slave. You can call me and the others with our name. Also, you don't have to be afraid of me. Naofumi or Ake, we will not hurt you unless it's for your own good. Understand? Hearing this, Raftalia's demeanor slightly improved as she stood more confidently in my presence. Understood, Rimuru-sama. Good. I smiled. Now, take that dagger and hold it with two hands facing away from you, like this. Me and Raftalia spent the next hour getting her trained to properly use the dagger. Afterwards, I teach her the stances, thrusts and slashes, reflexes and mixed martial arts. After these training, we rest for a bit as Naofumi and Ake back from grinding. Now Naofumi is level 14, Ake is level 25, Raftalia is level 12 and I'm level 20. Tempest Katana, LV 2200ths, copied ability, 14, ATK plus 300 Mag plus 300, AGI plus 300. Equipment bonus. Immune Wind Elemental, Tornado Blade, level 25 required, 1000 Cuts, level 30 required, 1000 Blades, level 40 required, Atomic Slash, level 55 required. How many shield you unlocked, Naofumi? I asked him. I got 7 actually. He answered. Red shield, orange shield, rabbit shield, mush shield, blue mush shield, green mush shield and leaf shield. That's good. I smiled at him. Now you can keep up with other cardinal heroes without any trouble. Anyo. Naofumi-sama. Rimuru-sama. Raphtalia weakly addressed the us. Who are you exactly? Me? Naofumi immediately responded with smile. I'm the shield hero and Rimuru here is the katana hero. Raphtalia's face is changed into one of amazement. Shield hero? As in, the 4 cardinal heroes? Naofumi nodded, confirming her question. Wow. Although I never heard of katana hero before, I'm sure you are just as strong as the cardinal heroes, Rimuru-sama. Thank you. I smiled while patting her head, which make her tail wagging. Anyway Rimuru, you already teach her the basic, right? Naofumi asked. I nodded in confirmation. Well then. Naofumi opened his cape, grabbing a balloon that was stuck between his back. Raphtalia, attack this thing. Raphtalia's expression changed from happiness into fear really quickly as she stepped back. And no. Raphtalia, this is an order. Attack this balloon. At Naofumi's command, the crest activated, shocking her. You are only hurting yourself by not attacking. Hurry up and attack. She stood up, resolve filling her eyes as the crest stopped and she prepared her fighting stance. She attempted to attack and killing the balloon with her dagger. Good job Raphtalia. I praised her. You are quick learner. Cough. Cough. Thank you Rimuru-sama. Raphtalia shyly replied. Here, drink this. Naofumi gave her a green potion. I made it during my leveling time. So please don't waste it, okay? Okay. Raphtalia took a deep breath before drank it, and she didn't like it at all. The taste is so bitter and when she want to spit it out, she think that her master was making this from scratch and during his training to be strong, so she felt wrong to spit it out. Blah. The taste is so bitter. That's how medicine usually tastes like. Please drink all of it. Naofumi ordered her. You sure that potion will heal her up? I asked him. I'm sure. He said confidently. At least it should heal her from the cough. After Raphtalia drank her medicine, we prepared a camp. Ake and Raphtalia caught some fish while Naofumi and I roasted them over the fire and after it's done we eat it together. Wow, Sir Naofumi. Ake addressed the shield hero. Your cooking skills is as good as Lady Rimuru. You're flattering. Naofumi rubbed back of his head. It's not that good. Nonsense Naofumi. I told him. This is so much better than the meal we eat at restaurant before. Right, Raphtalia? Raphtalia nodded while chewing her food. Yes, it tastes delicious. I'm glad you all like it. Naofumi smiled in appreciation. Are you a chef back at your world, Naofumi? I asked him. I just curious because his cooking skills is just same as mine. No, me and my brother lived separately with our parents. So I must be able to cook or we'll starve to death. So you are self-taught? Interesting. While I gotta learn directly from my father, Naofumi is self-taught and his skill is same as mine. Damn Naofumi, you never cease to amaze me. Later at night, Ake and Raphtalia were sleeping while I and Naofumi still awake. I guard the sleeping one from dangerous monsters while Naofumi continued to make his medicines and other things to sale. Ake insisted that I should sleep while he take the role guard but I refuse. But he keep insisting so I decided to make a shift turn. Suddenly, Raphtalia screamed which shocked me and Naofumi and instantly woke Ake up. She seemed having panic attack from a nightmare she currently has. I ran to her, give her a hug and calming her. Lady Rimuru, what happened to Raphtalia? Ake asked me. Shish. It's alright Raphtalia. It's alright. Calm down. I said calmly while Raphtalia whimpering and begging anyone to save her parents within her dream. I think she having a nightmare. What happened to her? Naofumi asked in concern. She's having a nightmare. It's like Bellucas said, she have a constant panic attacks at night. She must have a harsh life before and after become a slave. I answered with frown. I think she is. Naofumi commented. Will she be fine? If not, you need to wake her up. I will. I said. After a few minutes, Raphtalia was awakened by me from her terrible nightmare. She drank water that Ake gave from the river until the entire bottle was empty. Her experience on the first wave before the heroes arrive must be so terrifying. Are you calm down now? Raphtalia? Naofumi asked sincerely. Why yes. She weakly nodded. I'm sorry for scaring you Naofumi-sama, Rimuru-sama. It's all right. Naofumi reassured her. Indeed. Your safety is more important now. I added. Did something bad happen to you before? It's okay if you don't want to answer it. Raphtalia shook her head. She was willing to tell us what happened. Yes. My village was attacked by monsters. My parents sacrificed themselves to save me. They were killed by a monster. I'm sorry I asked. I apologized to her with regret. I'm sorry for your loss. No, it's okay Rimuru-sama. You did nothing wrong, Raphtalia said to me. You want to sleep again? Naofumi asked. Yes, Naofumi-sama. But, Raphtalia's words trailed off as if she was nervous about something else, but I already know what she was trying to say. Are you scared the nightmares would come back? I asked. She weakly nodded. See, could you sleep with me? I feel a lot safer when you are nearby like that. Just. Her nervousness changed into a tremble. Something further than the nightmares handheld her. Just please, don't leave me. We will not leave you Raphtalia, never, I boldly said as I wrapped my arms around her body. She couldn't held it anymore as she buried her head onto my chest as tears running across her cheeks. She simply couldn't believe how much her luck had turned around. In a single day she went from feeling that she could, and should, die at any moment, to being cared by the kindest humans she could ever recall meeting. She felt loved. Now it's your turn to guard. I will take care Raphtalia here. I told him, who nodded in affirmative. And Naofumi, if you are done with your medicines and want to sleep, wake me up, okay? All right. Naofumi answered. Anyo. Rimuru-sama. Raphtalia weakly addressed me. See, could you sing for me? I tilted my head in confusion. Sing? I adjust. My mother sometimes sing a song for me in the bedtime, she shyly said. All right. I began to sing one of my favorite songs. Played REM. Everybody hurts when your day is long. And the night is yours alone when you're sure you've had enough. Of this life, well hang on, don't let yourself go 'cause everybody cries. Everybody hurts sometimes everything is wrong. Now it's time to sing along when your day is night alone. If you feel like letting go, if you think you've had too much. Of this life, well hang on 'cause everybody hurts. Take comfort in your friends, everybody hurts, don't throw your hand, oh no. Don't throw your hand if you feel like you're alone. No, you are not alone if you're on your own in this life. The days and nights are long when you think you've had too much. Of this life to hang on well, everybody hurts sometimes. Everybody cries, everybody hurts. Sometimes when the song is done, I found Raphtalia was already sleeping peacefully. I smiled as finally I drifted to sleep, still hugging Raphtalia. As Rimuru drifted to sleep, Naofumi and Ake, who listening, found the music as beautiful but sad at the same time. And this night turned into a peaceful night. The next day, we traveled back to the town. We decided to separate into two teams. Me and Raphtalia go to sell the balloon skins and some other materials while Ake and Naofumi go to sell the potions that Naofumi made last night. Before I got to the merchant districts, I go to Enhard's shop to get my enchanted clothes and bought an enchanted mask. Now Rimuru wears look and outfit too. Light metal coat +50 def, +50 mdef, fire resistant. High, water resistant. Medium, lightning resistant. High, autonomous repair. Bonus equipment. +5% def, +5% AGI enchanted mask. +30 def, +30 mdef, light resistant, medium, fire resistant, low, autonomous repair. Bonus equipment. Conceal aura, 100 silvers and I got this enchantment? I thought in disbelief. Enhard, you good old geezer. Thank you. Later in the afternoon, we go to the merchant districts to sell some materials. I came over to one merchant who finished up a purchase from an adventurer. I overheard that the adventurer was paid at a cost of 1 bronze piece per 2 balloon skins. I told Raphtalia to stay there as I go to the merchant. Once the adventurer left, I stepped up. I'm here to sell some materials. This merchant had such a dismissive smirk. Sure, make it quick, lady. I got some balloon skins, rabbit foots, and deer horns. Then how about 1 bronze for every 10 skins? 3 bronze for every 5 foots and 7 bronze for 3 horns. Alright, this merchant think I'm a newbie on this whole trading business and tried to scam me. But unfortunately for him, he chose the wrong person. How about you give me the same price like those adventurer before? I didn't break my menacing smile. I'm not asking too much. Just a fair price, or I'll report you to the kingdom for scamming. I threatened him. Who do you think you? He began to said before he saw my katana. No way, you are the katana hero. So you already knew who I am. It'll be much easier then. I said. So. I'm sorry. I'll give you the fair price, just please don't report me. He pleaded in fear. Good. I said as the merchant gave me 35 silvers and 100 bronze. I collected and pocketed it. Pleasure to doing a business with you. And remember, if you do this again to me or someone else, your business will be down to the ground for good. Leaving that merchant's stand, I look around for Raphtalia, seeing no sign of the girl until I saw her sitting on a nearby barrel, watching 2 kids play with a ball. You want a ball like that, Raphtalia? I asked the half-tanuki as she quickly got off the barrel, shaking her head. No, Rimuru-sama, I don't want a ball, she stated, her instinct telling her to say no. Her tail betrayed her however, as it quickly swung back and forth behind her. She really wants it, huh? You know you didn't have to lie, Raphtalia. I thought. Leaving the scene with Raphtalia, we quickly arrived at nearby vendor who's selling toys. After paying 4 coppers for the ball, I gave it to Raphtalia. You can play with it after our work and your training is done, okay? I asked, and she nodded. Now let's go. We need to meet up with Naofumi and Ake. Yes, Rimuru-sama, Raphtalia said, carrying the ball in her arms. So Rimuru, how much you get from selling materials? Naofumi asked. Currently we are on the restaurant at the inn, discussing our respective business. Raphtalia enjoying her food while Ake listening to us. Well, it worth 35 silvers and 100 bronzes. Also that merchant tried to scam me at first. But sadly, he chose the wrong person. I answered. Naofumi chuckle. I see you have talent on business too. For my medicines, I sell it all and got 50 silvers. Not only that, I also got book shield, small medicine shield, small poison shield and some utensils that help me to make the potions better and faster. That's a good news Naofumi. I smiled at him. With this we can got money faster. But selling materials like balloons, skins and potions won't get us nowhere. We need to be stronger and killing balloons sure wasn't enough. Naofumi noted. I agree. We need to find more places to sell our loots. I said. And not to mention we need to register ourselves on Dragon Hourglass too. Yeah, that too. Naofumi nodded. Actually, Sir Naofumi, Lady Rimuru. Ake addressed us. There's a small village nearby called Ryut. They had many good place for looting and leveling. I see. Then I guess tomorrow after killing some monsters and going to Enhard's shop, we will go to Ryut. I suggested. Good idea. And with that, we go to the separate rooms at the inn. Now I'm with Raphtalia, who's standing at open window and watching below to the people heading home and closing stores. After changed my clothes into the sleeping clothes, I called Raphtalia. Raphtalia, come here. She walked over, following my voice to see that I'm preparing a stool in front of mirror and scissors. It was probably a bit late, but I was planning to cut your hair. I hope you don't mind. Even though I didn't have much experience in cutting hair and styling it, my mother always cut my hair by herself. She gave me few tips, so it shouldn't have been too difficult. Her tanuki ears might be in challenge though. Sure. She hopped at the stool, letting me do my job. It took more time than I would have assumed, but I was satisfied with what I ended up with. Alright, all done. What do you think? Not bad, huh? Raphtalia immediately leaned forward, seeing her hair for herself. Suddenly, tears were starting to well up. It was probably the sight that made her realize that she didn't feel like a slave anymore, instead being shown that it was alright to be a normal girl again. Thank you. Hey, now, don't cry over something simple like this. I'll cut your hair whenever you need me to do so, alright? This is already more than what I could ask for. I took some of Raphtalia's hair and placed it on my inventory, and some to getting absorbed by my katana. Ability unlocked. Sharpness 3. Beast Killer Eye. Beast Killer 2. Agility Enchantant I. Tempest Katana LV 2200ths. Copied ability 18. ATK plus 300, Mag plus 300, AGI plus 300. Equipment bonus. Immune Wind Elemental, Wind Cutter level 25 required, Tornado Blade level 30 required, Thousand Blades level 40 required, Atomic Slash level 55 required. Once I gave her a haircut, we go to sleep, nothing else really occurring this night. The next day, after getting some breakfast, we go to the apothecary to sell Naofumi's potions. We manage to sell the potions for 80 silvers. After that, we go to the forest once more and resume our training and leveling. Raftalia slashed the balloons with her dagger. Her skills became more sharp than the first time, which is a good progress. Let's move into deeper forest or we might end up hallucinating balloons forever. Naofumi suggests with a joke, which make us giggle. Suddenly, an oddly circular-shaped rabbit jumped off from the bushes which slightly surprised us. Now that's a rabbit. Finally a different monster. Naofumi said. Even rabbits can be an enemy. That seems too much like. Naofumi suddenly cut his words when he saw the rabbit launch itself at Raftalia. Watch out. Naofumi stood in front of Raftalia, catching the rabbit midair. Rimuru. Now. Kill it. The rabbit stuck into Naofumi's arm. No. Raftalia will do it. I shook my head before turning to her. Raftalia, you need to stab it now. Raftalia slightly stepped back and whimpered while Ake was concerned for her. He understood that I was trying to rid her fear of monsters because I could have killed it already with my katana, but he felt it was too early for Raftalia to kill an organic monster. But if I do, it'll bleed. I hate blood, she told me. Raftalia, you must be brave. I know it may scare you, but you must know that you aren't alone anymore. I comforts Raftalia. She's right, Raftalia. I know your past and how much you suffered, but you must embrace it to become more stronger. Naofumi told her. A wave as soon will come and we must getting stronger to fight it. If not, then everyone is at risk. You might not be able to save your parents back then, but you can save people so they doesn't need to have same fates as you. Once these words are spoken, Raftalia seemed more determined as ever. She grabbed her dagger and charged at the rabbit with all her might. Slash with one solid thrust, the dagger went straight through the rabbit's body, blood splattered across her face and a bit on Naofumi. +30 Express. Naofumi-sama. Rimuru-sama. I'll fight for you. I'll fight for the people as well. Raftalia declared boldly. With a proud smile, I patted her head. Then welcome to the team, Raftalia. A small pouch of about 100 silvers coins fell onto the counter of Enhard's shop. I need a short sword for Raftalia. Got any for her? I asked to the bald man. Sure. Enhard walking over to the small crate of swords. What about this? A small iron shortsword. Perfect for little lady's size. That'll do. Thanks. I thanked him. Naofumi on the other hand, he doing what exactly I told him, he began to copy many shields on Enhard's shop. I also gave him Raftalia's hair and he got Raccoon Shield, which focus on buff beast-like allies like Raftalia. Anyway, what are you gonna do now, Shield Bro and company? He asked. We plan to going to Ryut. Ake said that's a good place to looting and leveling. Naofumi answered. I see. Then I wish you best of luck, Shield Bro and company. Enhard said. We nodded and began leaving his shop. After arriving in the village, Naofumi and I was selling rabbit skin to the merchant while Raftalia and Ake waiting in front of the village entrance. How much for the skin? Naofumi asked the merchant. About 3 silvers. The merchant answered. I see. He sighed, realized that we need to earn money faster even though we still has couple of them. Is there any way to earn money faster? If you can find and sell some of the ores in that mine, then you might earn some. But, he trailed off. Is something wrong? I immediately asked. After the first wave, some dangerous monsters took residence there. He answered. This village is basically going downhill because of them. Nobody was considers to going near that place anymore. So that's what happened. I noted in understanding. I then changed a brief glance with Naofumi. Yep. We need to kill the monsters on that cave. The merchant grunted. Seriously, where are those heroes that were summoned? I think they are doing something important, maybe. I bluntly answered, because I clearly have no idea what Ren, Itsuki and that simp doing right now. I guess. Then I wish you the best of luck, the merchant said. Thank you. I formed a small smile on my face. Alright then, let's go to the cave. After that, we went to the shed that is near to the cave. Ake teaching Raftalia some of his sword skills while I and Naofumi absorbed the pickaxe and rope that was laying around the shed. Ability unlocked. Mining efficiency I Airstrike Blade 2. Tempest Katana, LV 2200s. Copied ability. 20, ATK plus 300. Mag plus 300. AGI plus 300. Equipment bonus. Immune Wind Elemental, Wind Cutter, level 25 required. Tornado Blade, level 30 required. Thousand Blades, level 40 required. Atomic Slash, level 55 required. Shield unlocked. Rope Shield plus 15 Def, plus 20 MDEF Equip bonus, Airstrike Shield. Mining Shield, plus 20 Def. Equip bonus. Mining efficiency I. Right, let's test it out. Naofumi said to himself. Airstrike Shield. A giant green glowing shield appeared in front of him. It has wings design on it. Great, with this, I can protect people more easily. Naofumi said with smile. Now it's my turn, I said. Airstrike Blade. A 3 light blue glowing blades appeared in front of me and then charged towards Naofumi's airstrike shield, which successfully stopped my blade, but the shield is also destroyed. It is necessary to test your skill to mine, Rimuru. Naofumi asked in a bit annoyed. I need to test how strong my skill and I'm curious how strong your skill is. I shrugged. And then, we light a torch and then began our adventure into the cave. If we encountered a monsters, we fight. We need all the levels we can get. If it gets too dangerous, pull back. Naofumi stated firmly. We nodded and we kept going deeper into the mine. When we go deeper, a small bat monster came flying towards us. Raftalia, kill it, I said. Right. Raftalia quickly drew her short sword and took a fighting stance. Once the bat was within range, she jumped forward before swinging downward, slicing the bat in half. Plus 15 Express. Before we could do something, 8 more bats flying towards us from the darkness. I will protect Raftalia. Rimuru, Ake, you focus on the rest. Naofumi shouted. Airstrike Shield. The green glowing shield appeared, blocking the path of the bats, which caused them to slam on it. Taking advantage of the stun, Naofumi deactivated his skill as Raftalia swung her sword across, killing 2 of the bats. Airstrike Blade. I said as the 3 light blue blades appeared and charged towards the bats, killing 3 of them. Ake on the other hand, swung his sword across, killing 3 other bats. Because of this, Naofumi leveled up to level 16, Ake to level 26, Raftalia to level 14 and I'm to level 22. After that, me and Naofumi absorbed the bats as we got some interesting skill. Ability unlocked. Body Shapeshift. Bat Wings level 30 required. Immune Illusion type. Sound. Vision Enchanted. Tempest Katana LV 22 200ths. Copied ability 23. ATK plus 320, Mag plus 320, AGI plus 320. Equipment bonus. Immune Wind Elemental, Wind Cutter level 25 required, Tornado Blade level 30 required, Thousand Blades level 40 required, Atomic Slash level 55 required. Wow. With this abilities, I slowly become a monster. I thought. Meanwhile Naofumi got a bat shield which gave him immune illusion type. Sound 2. After that, we walked deeper into the mine before we managed to see some light. We headed into there before gasped in awe. A beautiful scenery unraveled as we stepped forward, immediately seeing a waterfall sparkling its water vapor into the air. Along its walls, the ore were at rest, shining so brightly that we didn't need the torch anymore. Alright, it's time to work. Naofumi and I go to mine these ore while Ake and Raftalia took a guard. There's no way we let her do a manual labor like this. It was already hard enough, even with pickaxe shield and mining efficiency we kept going at it, taking in the ores one by one into our inventories and unlocking some abilities in the process. Ability unlocked. Sharpness IV Tempest Katana, LV 22 200ths. Copied ability, 24, ATK plus 320 Mag plus 320, AGI plus 320 Equipment bonus. Immune Wind Elemental, Wind Cutter, level 25 required. Tornado Blade, level 30 required. Thousand Blades, level 40 required. Atomic Slash, level 55 required. New Shield unlocked. Light Metal Shield Def plus 20, MDEF plus 30. Equipment bonus. Defense Eye, Magic Guard Eye Sharpening Shield. Def plus 20, MDEF plus 10 equip bonus. Automatic Sharpening, Consumption, large. For Naofumi, this was a huge progress. Soon, he'll be catching up with me and others. It maybe took some time, but we will make it. When Rimuru and Naofumi built up a decent stack, Ache and Raphtalia noticed a muddy footprints. Footprints? Ache wondered, and as if that sight led to a reaction, they heard steps coming down from that tunnel. It was too heavy to belong to a person, but their eyes couldn't tear themselves away from it. A shadowy figure showed itself from the depths as red eyes sparked from the darkness. Raphtalia's breath started to become erratic, her body started shaking, and her voice couldn't find itself. The lantern and pickaxe dropped from her hand. Raphtalia? She couldn't hear Ache, Naofumi or Rimuru. Her attention were too stuck to the monster that was climbing out from the depths of the tunnel. Raphtalia knew she should have tried to warn Naofumi and Rimuru, but her mind was shutting down. All she did was scream at a scattering volume out of pure instinct. Hey! Raphtalia, Sir Naofumi, Lady Rimuru. There's a monster blocking the exit. We turned around and noticed the problem why Raphtalia screamed. The monster, being taller than us, held its position at the tunnel, blocking the exitway. It had a black sheen to its rough coat and each head was moving with their own volition, but they were both snarling. They scratched the ground with their claws and saliva drooled past their fangs. A freaking Orthus? Seriously, it was frightening. My heart's pounded, ringing an irregular rhythm through my ears. I never seen something so terrifying before in my life, mostly because I could literally see the bloodlust and hunger in its eyes. Meanwhile, I can tell Naofumi felt just the same way as me. Ache was stood in front of suffering Raphtalia, who cannot hear anything due to her mental breakdown. I guess this Orthus was the one who killed her parents on first wave. The Orthus started moving away without any hesitation. No. Stay away. Raphtalia's scream arose throughout the room once more. Without thinking, we rushed into Raphtalia's side to intercept its attack. Airstrike Shield. Naofumi yelled as the shield blocking the fangs that means to sink into Raphtalia's flesh. Saw the chance, Ache thrust his sword towards its other head, and it was success. But then, the dog prepared its second attack to Naofumi by biting him with its other head. Whirlwind Slash. I swung my katana at Orthus, creating a whirlwind that knocking him away and sliced the dog's body with numerous cut and stab wounds. The dog didn't give up. It started running and jumping over me and Ache as it charged towards Naofumi and Raphtalia again. Shit. I running back to them as Naofumi holding the dog back with Airstrike Shield, while Raphtalia blindly grabbed Naofumi. Dad. Mom. This was worse than any panic attack that she had so far. She wasn't listening to a single thing that we was saying. We needed to calm her down, but this dog is still attacking us. It's impossible to do. Airstrike Shield. Finally destroyed, as Naofumi tossed Raphtalia aside. Raphtalia rolled over a few times before stopping, having that crash break her out of her trance. She didn't know what was happening upon waking up, but when she looked up, her eyes widened in fear. And now. Fumi. Sama. There was blood on him. His blood. Naofumi didn't have time to tell her to run or turn his shield to block the fanged attack. The monster was able to bite down on his shoulder, drenching his clothes and equipment in blood. A dazed reaction was all Naofumi could muster as the pain surged through him, but he bit down on his scream. Release Naofumi, you bastard! I yelled in anger. Flying blades. 5-blade-like shuriken appeared and orbiting me before it flying towards the beast as it got stuck in beast body. The beast howled in pain, but its fangs still stuck on Naofumi's. Shit. Why that monster is so obsessed with him? I said in frustration. Whirlwind Slash. I release Whirlwind Slash for the second time as that dog knocked back to the ground and finally release its fangs from Naofumi. The beast got a hard time to get up. This is a great chance to kill it. Raphtalia. Now, kill it. I ordered as I rushed to Naofumi's side, helping him up. Raftalia seems instantly forget about her fear because her face now is filled with anger. She got up, hold her sword and charged towards the wild beast. The moment when she was closed enough, the beast trying to cut her off with its claw. But Ake come to the rescue. He blocked and cut off the beast's legs. Raftalia's sword finally connected into beast's chest, piercing its heart. As the Orthus finally dead, Raftalia just standing there, breathing heavily. Plus 430 express level up. Rimuru Arashi, LV25, Naofumi Iwatani, LV20. Ake Rolf, LV29, Raftalia, LV18, finally, it's over. I never been so relieved to see experience points pop up before my eyes. I leaving out a deep sigh. I glance at Naofumi, who's still in pain because he got bite in both of his shoulder by the Orthus. Then I checked Ake and Raftalia, quite surprised because Raftalia rushed to us and hugging us while Ake gave me a thumbs up with smile. Hey. Careful now. Naofumi's smile returned to him rather naturally, letting out a small chuckle. The wound still hurts, Raftalia. Thank goodness you're alive. Naofumi-sama, Rimuru-sama. She sniffled. Thank goodness. Even though it was the same tears from her fears, it had a different meaning to us. I'm sorry, if I don't have that panic attack, She began to blame herself before I cut her off. It's okay Raftalia, I softly said while rubbing her head. We know you still had trauma, we don't blame you at all. Rimuru's right Raftalia. Naofumi added. We know your life is rough after the death of your parents. What happened before is not your fault, it's never your fault. Thank you. She still sniffled. I will not let you down again, but promise me you won't die. Please don't leave me alone. Don't worry, he said softly, affirming what he had been saying. I won't die. If there comes a day that I die, that just means I couldn't protect you. We will not leaving you, we will never leave you Raftalia, I said with a soft smile before turned to Ake. And we will not leaving you too Ake. Don't get jealous okay? Don't worry about that Lady Rimuru. Ake smiled. I suggest we should leave now. We are still in Monsters region after all. Yeah, let's leave now. I said. But Raftalia is still hugging us which make me and Naofumi couldn't move. Hey Raftalia? Yes Rimuru-sama. Let's get moving. Just a little bit. As Raftalia still held herself against us, I sighed as I picked her up and carry her on my back as we slowly get out from the cave. To be continued.